traitor. Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor.
With Sergeant Bergdahl, we get a traitor.
But we get a dirty, rotten traitor. A traitor. He's a traitor. We don't have victories with Sergeant Bergdahl, with this traitor, this dirty, rotten traitor. I'd see Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor, a no-good, dirty, rotten traitor. And we get Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor. But we can't get Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor. So we get Bergdahl, a traitor, and we knew he was a traitor, and we knew that he was a traitor. Sergeant Bergdahl, the worst, the worst. He's a traitor, he's a dirty, rotten traitor. A horrible traitor who deserted. Sergeant Bergdahl, all right? Sergeant Bergdahl, we get a traitor, and we get a dirty, rotten traitor.
A Sergeant Bergdahl who is a dirty, rotten traitor. They knew he was a traitor when they made the deal. Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor.
Sergeant Bergdahl, where we get a dirty, rotten traitor. We get Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor who's no good. For Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten, no good traitor. We get a dirty, no good traitor. Horrible traitor. We get this horrible, terrible traitor. We have a man there who left. He's a traitor. He left. I look at a Sergeant Bergdahl, I call him the 5-for-1, where he's a traitor, a dirty, rotten traitor. Now, when we made the deal, we knew he was a traitor. And they knew he left, and he was a traitor. For one dirty, rotten traitor, I always bring up Bergdahl. We get a traitor, and we get a dirty, rotten traitor. So we get this dirty, rotten, no-good traitor, Sergeant Bergdahl. Anybody ever hear of Sergeant Bergdahl? We get Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor. So we get Bergdahl, a traitor, and we knew he was a traitor before the deal. So we knew he was a traitor. We have Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten traitor, right? A dirty, rotten, no-good traitor. Knew he was a dirty traitor. And we get this dirty, rotten traitor. Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor, a dirty, rotten traitor. We're not going to take a Sergeant Bergdahl who's a dirty, rotten traitor. Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor, right? He's a traitor. He's a dirty, rotten traitor, by the way. So Sergeant Bergdahl, he's a traitor.
We see Sergeant Bergdahl, we get Bergdahl, a traitor.
We're angry when we make a Sergeant Bergdahl deal who's a dirty, rotten traitor. They knew he was a traitor. They knew it. Bergdahl, he's a traitor. And we knew that he was a traitor. And we knew he was a traitor. So we get a traitor. Why? For one dirty, rotten traitor. We get Bergdahl, a traitor. You're not going to be embarrassed with Sergeant Bergdahl. We get Bergdahl. We get Bergdahl, right? We get a dirty, rotten traitor. Who's a traitor. We get Bergdahl, and we got a traitor. A traitor. We have Sergeant Bergdahl, right? We get Bergdahl, a traitor. So we get Bergdahl, a traitor. He left. He's a traitor. Think about Sergeant Bergdahl. We get Bergdahl, a traitor. No, we get a traitor.
And we get a traitor.
It's like Sergeant Bergdahl, right? So we trade a dirty, rotten traitor, and we knew he was a traitor. So we get a traitor. Whether it's Sergeant Bergdahl, where we get Bergdahl, who was a traitor.
Did we do it for the right one? It looks like maybe he was a deserter. Was he a deserter? You tell me.
Sounds like it. Almost all evidence does, and evidently there might even be video of him leaving the base.
Who, by the way, when he deserted...
Well, I think it's a disgrace. He was a deserter 100%. I know you agree with this. And he was a deserter 100%. It's not like the old days. In the old days, you deserted, you were in big trouble.
They said he deserted. So he went out. He left. He deserted. He left. Who deserted? In the old days, you get shot. He deserted. They said, no, he deserted. He was a traitor.
He deserted. And we knew. I said, well, they must have made a mistake. They probably didn't know he was a deserter. And they said, no, he deserted. Boom, done. That was called desertion.
We have guys like Bergdahl who get caught. I mean, he left. He was a deserter. He was a deserter. He was a dirty, rotten deserter. And so he deserts now. And they all said he deserted. And we knew he deserted when we made the deal. Now, why would you make a deal for a deserter? Bergdahl, after he deserted, okay? Think of it. He deserted. Remember the old days, a deserter, what happened? Bang. Were killed when he deserted. Decisions that are made, Bergdahl, where we get Bergdahl and they get 5 killers. We get this horrible, dirty, rotten this horrible traitor. We get this horrible, terrible traitor, and they get 5 killers that they've wanted for 9 years, the worst killers, and they're all back on the battlefield. He deserted. Went to the other side. He didn't realize the other side wasn't treating him so nice. You know, they were not too nice to him. Who should be, frankly, who negotiated with terrorists. So we have a traitor named Sergeant Bergdahl. So Sergeant Bergdahl thinks he likes their way of life, obviously. Oh, they have a wonderful way of life. Because he was all whacked out and a believer in them, not us.
The old days you'd execute Bergdahl. Right. You know, when this country was strong and powerful and meant something, you would execute Bergdahl.
Who years ago we would have shot for treason, who, when our country was strong, would have been executed for desertion. Who in the good old days would have been executed. Who should have been executed. 30 years ago, he would have been shot. And people are tired of it. Sergeant Bergdahl, right? No, think of this guy. In the old days, he gets shot for treason, right? Right? These guys would say it. They're too nice, but they know. Believe me, they know. You know, in the old days, boom, firing squad. No, it's true. I love the Second Amendment. I love the Second Amendment. He would have been shot 20 years ago. 25, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, what would they have done? Bing, right? He just said it. I didn't have to say it. I'm just imitating him. In the old days, he would have been shot for being a traitor. I mean, seriously, in the old days, when you were a young guy, right? When I was here, they would have, it's gone. When we were strong and when we were smart. You're a traitor, you're shot. Now, in the old days, there's my man, stand up. What do we do with Sergeant Bergdahl 50 years ago? That's right. Boom. Boom. A great veteran. Boom. He's gone. He's gone. They're not going to not only not shoot him, they let him out. Deserted. In the old days, you get shot.
You know, 25 years ago, he's shot. 50 years ago, they don't even wait a week. 70 years ago, they do it the first hour, right? He knows. You know, in the old days, when we were a strong country, it would be boom, gone. That was called desertion.
50 years ago, what would have happened? Boom. 25 years ago, probably the same thing, but it would have taken longer. 10 years ago, jail time. 5 years ago, a couple of years. 50 years ago, he gets a bullet, right? 25 years ago, we started getting a little weaker. Probably doesn't get a bullet. Probably gets a hell of a long term in jail, though. Maybe the rest of his life. 10 years ago, started getting a little weaker. Probably 10, 15 years. 60 years ago, they would have been shot within a very short period of time, right? 25 years ago, probably shot. 10 years ago, long term in prison. Who 20 years ago would have been shot.
Now, in the old days, you know what would have happened to him, right? Quickly. In the old days. 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been pretty, but he would have lived.
He deserted. Remember the old days? A deserter, what happened? Bang. 20 years ago, it was bang, but slowly. 10 years ago, it was long prison. Today, they're probably talking about nothing.
And we get a trader, I'd send him back. I'd call, sometimes you renegotiate the deal. I'd send him back, even if we don't get their 5 guys back. Go get them anyway. But I'd send Bergdahl back. Let them, we don't have to.
But I'd send them back. And if they don't want them, send them back anyway. I want to renegotiate that deal. I agree. Good. Drop them back. Give them. Let's retrade that deal. So we get Bergdahl a trader. This is the same people that make our trade deals. We get Bergdahl a trader that we don't want. I don't want him. Does anybody here want him? I'll tell you what. Probably can't do it. But if I win, I may just have him flown back right in the middle of that place and drop. Boom. Right in the middle. Let him have him. Let him have him. I mean, that's cheaper than a bullet.
But we get a dirty, rotten traitor who I'd like to dump right back where we got him.
I would have said, oh, he's a traitor? That's okay. They can have him for the rest of his life. No, I would have done it. I wouldn't even want him, And the one's no good. Frankly, I'd take the one, drop him right back where the hell he came from. You want to know the truth. I really would. I would have said, oh, he's a traitor? That's okay. They can have him for the rest of his life. No, I would have done it. I wouldn't even want him, And the one's no good. Frankly, I'd take the one, drop him right back where the hell he came from. You want to know the truth. I really would. So we get a trader, we can give him back. Do you want to renegotiate deals? Some of us renegotiate deals. I want to renegotiate that deal. I want to drop him right smack in the middle of where he came from, the hell where they can have.
I don't want him. Maybe we can send him back. Let's fly him over. And we'll dump him right in the middle. Throw him out of the plane. Should we give him a parachute or not? I say no. No, don't give him a parachute. I don't want him. Why would we want to waste a parachute?
That I'd like to make sure this guy, frankly, I'd drop him right back in the middle of the area that we took him from. You want to know the truth? I'd love that. But now I would have said, oh, really? He's a traitor? Pass. Let him have him. He's got him. Frankly, I would take that son of a bitch. I'd fly him back and drop him right over the top. I'm telling you. As far as I'm concerned, we take him. We fly him over to the area, nice, heavily densed area, loaded up with ISIS. And before we bomb the hell out of ISIS, we drop Bergdahl right in the middle of it. Amazing. Amazing. So why would we make a deal? Let him keep him. I would have said, keep him. You can have him. I'd give him back. I'd actually give him back. I'd fly over, drop him right on top. Just bing.
That's the way he feels.
No, but, think of it. Why would we do that? Who would make a deal like that? Ours is no good. We could have it. Let's send them back. Drop them right in the middle of the damn thing. Boom, fly over. Fly over. Fly over, drop him. Maybe you give him a parachute, maybe you don't. I don't know. Depends if we have an extra parachute. Probably we'd give him a parachute if we have an extra one around. But it wouldn't help him.
Now I just heard Martha Yu with $350,000 in back pay. He's going to get $350,000 in back pay, and he was a traitor. One traitor, and now we're going to give the traitor $350,000, and we put him back to work like nothing happened, and they don't investigate. And then you have the weird thing that you just mentioned with the parents. I mean, the father was a pretty weird dude to start off with, the way he acted.